Yes, Villains by Queens of the Stone Age. It holds up. It is amazing. It's incredible. This old day. 1773. When the needle hit the groove, I commenced to moving. I was chasing what was calling me. Oh, feet, do not fail me now. 1 foot in the gutter, 1 in the clouds. See, these are the brilliant words that start off this album, Villains. And Villains is an incredible album. It's amazing, slept on. So whether you are a longtime rocker trying to see what Gen Z thinks about rock, or you are a Gen Z rocker trying to see, what music should I get into? How should I get into this shindig? How should it be going? How should it ring ding a ding a ding a ding a oh going? Soar to the man in the yellow suit in the banana hammock and no bottoms. Life is hard. That's why no one survives it. Did you know that? Life is hard, and that's why no one survives it. I'm much older than I thought I'd be. Yeah. Feel like a fool. Yeah, like a dancing fool. That's a reference to Frank Zappa. It's not. Frank Zappa has a wonderful song called Dancing Fool. He says, footloose and fancy free. I think this record is a good sign for me. It showed me that, like clockwork, wasn't the band slowing down and getting old. It was just the band getting more mature. Because this record rocks right off the bat, and it has mature. It has tender moments. It's somber. It's kind of like Blur when they, got later in their career. They got more tender and somber, but they didn't fall off. See, Arctic Monkeys got tender, but they fell off. The Strokes got somber and they fell off. Cage Elephant. Hey, when I say fell off, I mean they stopped being rock. They started being shitty pop bands. It's okay, you can be a shitty pop band, but leave that to the 1975. They do a much better job, I assure you. The 1975 do a much better job making decent pop music. That's good indie pop. I don't know. I'm not a fan. Fuck it. I'm not the person for it. If you like it, you like it. But I'm not the person. I'm not the audience for that. I like fucking rock and roll. So give me this shit. I know I'm a minute into the video. YouTube demonetized. Demonetized. I said the fuck word. Anyways, it's give me rock or give me death, right? Isn't that what they say? The Plymouth Rock. My throat is burning. Look what you've done. You're making me talk about this fucking record. I need to go to sleep. It's been 18 hours. This is my 35th fucking podcast I recorded in the last 2 days. He woke up my dog. Hey there, who's a good boy? I have a Doberman. Dobermans are cool, guys. Aren't they cool? What you doing? Did I wake you up? Guys, he woke him up. He woke up my dog. The dog's cool. He's going back to bed. Oh, he's so cute. Okay. When did I first hear this album? When it came out. I heard The Way We Used to Do. And this was right when I started learning guitar. And when I was probably a year or two after. I probably started learning guitar 2015, 2016. This came out 2017. So I was in the perfect place to like this record. And I do in fact like this record. It was more love at first sight, but songs like Domesticated Animals were definitely an acquired taste. Hide Like a Haunted House is pretty good, and The Evil Has Landed is my favorite. So if you're listening to this for the first time, listen to Feet Don't Fail Me Now, The Way You Used to Do, Hide Like a Haunted House, and The Evil Has Landed. And honestly, the rest is great, but those songs are iconic. I'm making a playlist of the top rock songs you need to hear. And I've already been through a couple of albums by now. See, you'll notice I went through Arctic Monkeys, I went through Cage the Elephant, I went through The Strokes. It's a lot of records. That's a lot of podcasting I've done in the last 4 days. But alas, Villains is a true achievement. I'm desperately curious to see what the critiquing community thought of this record. Let's see. Villains. It goes 6.9 from Pitchfork. La. Yeah. Yep. I'm listening to the album right now. If you don't know my headphones, let's go Queens of the Stone Age Villains. What was I looking at earlier? Let's go Villains. So I think the production is it throws most people off. It's pretty weird, and the art direction is very unique. It's not my favorite, kind of like artworks and designs and music videos that they did. Um, I think it's a step down for them just in terms of art. Like I think the first album is really good art, all the way up until I think Like Clockwork is fine. I'm not really thrilled with the art on that. The album cover's fine. This album cover's better, but I think the accompanying art for this record isn't that good. Like the little Boneface is talented, but just I don't think it's this weird like over detail mixed with minimalism, which I find just kind of is just a weird mix. But I think considering that Foo Fighters' Concrete and Gold came out the same year, I remember listening to that and just turning it off immediately. Versus Villains, I turned it on and said, "Let me skip around." And this song is this band, this album is really good. It genuinely it Queens. You know I don't think they've made a bad album. 98 self-titled, 2000 rated R, '02 Songs for the Deaf. What was next? Lullabies, 2005. Then Aero Vulgaris, '07. Like Clockwork, 13. Villains, 17. And in Times New Roman, 23. It's funny. This is kind of like the second biggest, or I guess, yeah, this is the biggest gap they have between a record. It's tied between Aero Vulgaris and Like Clockwork as Villains and in Times New Roman. But this really this record, I think, marked that Queens of the Stone Age is just mature. They're not, you know, done. They're not done being a great band. They're just getting started. Let me see. It's fine. What? I'm trying to find the. This is on the Like Clockwork. I'm trying to find the Amazon review for the record. Here we go. Let's check it out. So, reviews. Talk about growth across the career. Queens of Stone Age have definitely hit a creative stride with songwriting and musicianship. The lineup is the same as Like Clockwork, including the addition of John Theodore on drums. On his first recorded studio appearance, some of the songs are almost danceable, such as Feet Don't Fail Me Now in the Way You Used to Do, and the lyrics are, as always, dark and cryptic, but honest and well thought out. Out of 9 tracks, there isn't a weak one in the bunch or one that you can't find something redeemably Queens in it. They do take some chances and travel in some new territory songwriting-wise, but they still drag the unique thing that makes them, well, unique along with them. Each Queens album is different in songwriting and has its own character, and this is no different, but should fit nicely along with the rest of their catalog. Like all their albums, it hasn't left my player yet and won't for quite a while. There's definitely enough depth to the recording and production to keep your ears and mind entertained for a bit. Taking a chance with what is being called a pop producer, Mark Ronson, also a fan of the band who recorded his own version of Sat by the Ocean, has not lost the sound of the band at all. Instead, he's pretty much just added another layer to an already very layered and complex musical outfit. He definitely was able to take Josh's songwriting and find a different approach to it without imposing himself on the band. Honestly, I would love to hear how his production would have sounded on Air Vulgaris, which is probably the album I'd most compare this to. Not musically, because it's such a left field out of nowhere collection of material. So now that I've rambled aimlessly enough, I'll wrap it up by saying to you, definitely give Villains a shot. Easily the best album released this year so far, and just another great Queens of the Stone Age release. That is true. I would say I would rather see what this album sounds like if it had Air Vulgaris mixing. Are you following along, chat? Listeners, whoever you are. I think if this had the Air Vulgaris style of like production, I think I would be more of a fan of it. It'd be grittier and stankier. But it is good. It's good. It's good. I think everyone agrees that like even if you're not a fan, or if you like a different album better, no one goes, "Oh yes, Queens of Stone Age fell off." No, 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 no. Queens never fell off. I haven't listened to Green Day yet. And I think I'm listening to The Evil Has Landed right now, and it's so fucking phenomenal. Just, oh, we didn't even talk about Them Crooked Vultures. Yeah, god damn it. Them Crooked Vultures combined with Villains and Like Clockwork. It's so hard to pick a favorite era of the band because that shit is so fucking tight, especially when you remember there's fucking that shit in it. God damn it. I'm looking at the era of Vulgara's just art, and even just the packaging, just the fucking back of the cover, just everything. It's so perfect. I mean, what's that even font? Old English. Just so good, so tasty. Sorry, it's not a font, it's a typeface. Oh my god. Go kill yourself. In Minecraft, don't kill yourself in real life. 666, battery acid. Oh, so good. Wait a minute. I'm talking about Like Clockwork. Why am I looking at Aero Vulgaris? I'm sorry. It's so elusive. Okay, let's see a review. Bowie TX T-Rex-esque album. Yeah, let's see that. I hear David Bowie. I hear Josh Homme. Huh. Oh god, let's see what Rolling Stone says. I would not dare click on Anthony Fantana's review. If you're a rock fan, Anthony Fantana just has the worst takes. And then I love Finn McKenty at the punk rock NBA. But he tends to like all the music I don't like and dislike or not care for all the rock that I do like. So I'd be interested. Just really, the rock reviewing game is pretty trash, or at least the ones that are like popular enough to know about. Wonder Man crew member dead following an on-set incident. What the hell? Oh my god. No. The unnamed rigger fell off the rafters while at Radford Studio Center, located in Studio City. Our deepest thoughts and condolences, Marvel spokesperson. That's fucking funny as shit. That is so funny. They're insisting on making a Wonder Man show and someone died on the set. That's so funny. Oh my god. Like, okay, it's not good if anyone dies ever. It just means funny that, Wonder Man, the most random out of pocket shit. I think 4 out of 10 is fair for this album. Not because the album isn't incredible, but just because Queens of the Stone Age, I think, delivers harder rocking records elsewhere. And there we go. Yeah. It's funny. They're comparing it to Devo and the Buzzcocks. And I can definitely see that. It's pretty interesting. It's just interesting seeing what other people think about this record. I think a lot of other people have a more focused review of this out here, but I think other people have bad music taste, and that's why you're watching this, you're listening to this podcast, you're clicking on this YouTube video. Even though, there we go. We're going to the butthole of the internet, Reddit itself. Villains is a haunted house dance party. That is true. This is good. Oh no, we're on the Queens of the Stone Age subreddit. I'm scared. It feels like rock fandoms tend to be just like 12-year-old girls who like hate everyone who isn't a stan who blindly likes everything. Or, my favorite version of the song. Wait. In my head, I think I lost my headache. Where is this? Is there someone on the subreddit as a B-side, or not a B-side, like an alternate recording? I want to see if Queens of the Stone Age has that on Spotify. Oh, no. Playing from album in my head. I think I lost my headache. Let me look that up. No, this is a good album. The state of rock is like, we're making an effort to come back. That's the reason why I started New Rock Dynasty, doing the podcast. We need people out here, calling shit bad, calling shit good. And it's not because, we need to come down on everyone, just because you want to see, you want to see rock music come back. So you need to kind of see like what's up, with rock. Let me see. Albums. Here we go. So where is this split CD gamma right now? I want to find I think I lost my headache live off of in your head, in the head. Was that in the head? It's on Reddit. In my head. Huh. It's got a lamb being smashed with an axe. Anyways, Queens of Stone Age, one of the greatest bands all time. Villains, solid effort. Not my favorite record. Not because it's bad, just because it's fine. But rock music in a whole, we need to bring back rock. So go check out. I got a thing called One Man Band Stack, basically showing you how to like record professional sounding rock songs and write them pretty easily, in the sense that it's not complicated how to mix. It's not complicated how to record, and it doesn't cost a bunch of money. You don't need to go into a studio. You don't need to get a whole band. You just as one person can pick up a guitar or a bass guitar if you'd like. Outside of learning how to put your finger on the string and move up and down, you don't even have to know how to play chords. You could just do that. And you could write some really good rock songs and get good rock music happening. And I kind of go through and explain some of that stuff. So, yeah. But really, you can Google it. It's a lot of resources are there, though, if you go find that spreadsheet. That's really good. And then I get a website, New Rock Dynasty. It's kind of like a social media for rock, and that's all good. But yeah, it's really, it's peculiar. I'm listening to Villains. I'm looking back at their discography, and you almost get sentimental because you're like, man, they did such a good job. It's like someone needs to catch up and now actually like be there to support them. They don't deserve the fate of being all alone outside of, like Muse and Franz Ferdinand and these things, but the Black Keys. They don't deserve to be alone in rock music. They've been doing a good job. Yeah. But this proves that bands can grow up and not just become total dog shit. This record, In Times New Roman, Like Clockwork, all of them. You can still be fucking sick as fuck and be older. But likewise, you can be sick as fuck and be young. You just need to get over your limiting beliefs. And when I say that, I don't mean as a big thing. I mean, like, get over yourself. Like, just go click the One Man Band Stack in my bio. Start looking at it. Start clicking the video links to other videos. Just start looking at that. Start researching, right? If you just want to listen to music, listen to this. It's good. If you're getting into Queens of the Stone Age, this is a much more accessible record. If you don't like a song, though, and you think it's slow, skip it. Do that. And if you want something a little heavier and more aggressive, go to Lullabies to Paralyze. And if you want to be traumatized, go to Air Vulgaris. So, yeah, I leave you with that, dear viewer, dear podcast listener. And next is the last of this giant chunk of podcasting. I've been doing all back to back to back. So in case you've seen me get tired here near, towards the end of this episode, it might be because I've done a massive amount of these, and I'm trying to maintain some semblance of a vocal cord that is useful for productive means. I might need some caffeine to wake me up, I do suppose, dear listener. Well, anyways. No, I love you guys. I appreciate you listening, watching. Comment. Tell me what you're thinking. My only goal here is to put forward solutions to bring back rock, have discussions about how to bring back rock, talk about rock music, try and help people start rocking. And, I need to make that much money. Hopefully I can do it full time someday. I've got an idea for this big live show. I'm moving to Austin, Texas. I think it'd be really good to do like a Saturday Night Live meets a rock show. And you do that live, and maybe once a month at first, but then you get a cast like SNL would do, and you do it once a week with the best comedians in the world. It's uncensored, pay-per-view, and then 2 days later goes live, YouTube, everywhere else, censored. But I think that'd be a good platform to build for rock fans. I think it'd be a good way for us to all come together and have something beautiful to enjoy and get hyped up about. I think it's important for people to have stuff to get hyped up about. So as Marvel and DC and all this shit comes to a crashing burn, join the new Rock Dynasty train. New Rock Dynasty for life. All day, all night. New Rock Dynasty. And on that note, dear viewer, we move into In Times New Roman, the latest album by Queens of the Stone Age, and potentially the last album I'm going to talk about here. I might get back on in a couple hours and have a guest named Mark Farrell, my brother, and we may discuss In Times New Roman together, or we might discuss and rank all of the Queens of the Stone Age. And we may also discuss the Them Crooked Vultures. I might save that for later, though. You never know. But definitely go click on the In Times New Roman, the next podcast, the one after this one. Go click In Times New Roman. Go listen to that review. And comment. Argue with each other below. You got 5 seconds to go click over there, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, you're there? I'll see you, okay? Rock on.